Hello everyone, and welcome back to Crypto in 5. Guys, the global news over the last 48 hours has been absolutely explosive. You've probably already forgotten about this week's jobs data because something historic happened over the weekend, something that could change the future of Bitcoin forever. That's right, you've seen the headlines. The US actually launched a lightning raid on Venezuela. President Trump didn't hold back. He sent special forces in, took President Maduro into custody, and moved him out. This plot is literally 100 times more intense than a season of Narcos on Netflix. But wait, friends, we are financial analysts here. We're not here for political gossip. We're here to talk about the massive $60 billion cliffhanger behind all of this. Did you know, the moment Maduro was captured, the smart money on Wall Street and in the crypto world was asking the same thing. Where on earth did Venezuela's legendary 600,000 Bitcoin stash go? We're talking about 600,000 BTC, guys. That's 3% of the total Bitcoin supply. If this stash gets dumped on the market, it's a nuclear-level crash. But if these coins stay locked up, Bitcoin might just strap into a rocket and head straight for the moon. In today's video, we're digging deep into the shadow reserve and how it affects the coins in your wallet. Most importantly, with Bitcoin just breaking $90,000, can it actually clear $1 to $100,000? We're covering it all, so you definitely want to watch this one until the end. All right, let's get into the juicy details. You're probably wondering, isn't Venezuela struggling economically? With inflation so high you need a wheelbarrow of cash for basic groceries? How could a country like that afford to hoard 600,000 Bitcoin? This brings us to a key player and a mysterious project codenamed PDVSA Crypto. Folks, remember a few years back when the US slapped heavy sanctions on Venezuela? They couldn't sell oil and dollars were cut off. What did they do? Enter a businessman named Alex Saab, the grand architect of Venezuela's underground financial system. Saab gave Maduro a genius idea. If we can't use dollars, let's use crypto. They pulled off a wild operation that sounds straight out of a movie. First, the Great Gold Shift. Venezuela secretly shipped gold to Turkey and the UAE to be sold. But instead of wiring the cash back, they swapped it for Bitcoin and USDT through underground OTC desks. Second, oil for crypto. Their state-owned oil company, PDVSA, sold oil to risk-taking middlemen and demanded payment in USDT. Just imagine tanker after tanker of oil, all traded for cold, hard USDT. Intelligence suggests this started back in 2018. Think about that. Bitcoin was only $3,000 to $10,000 back then. If they held those hundreds of thousands of coins until now, in 2026, their paper gains would make Warren Buffett look like an amateur. So, the $60 billion valuation is actually very realistic. This isn't just a national treasury. It's basically Maduro's personal doomsday fund. Okay, but here's the problem. Maduro is in custody, sure, but Bitcoin isn't like gold bars. The US military can't just storm a palace and haul it away. Bitcoin lives on the blockchain. Whoever holds the private keys is the true owner. Now the whole world is asking, where exactly are the keys for those 600,000 Bitcoins? There are a few scenarios here, and each one affects the price differently. Let's play them out. Scenario 1, the multi-sig deadlock. According to some intel, this massive sum isn't sitting in one person's wallet. Rumor has it that top Swiss lawyers set up a multi-signature wallet for it. Think of it like a vault that needs 5 keys turned at the same time to open. Those keys are likely split between Saab, Maduro's inner circle, and partners in Russia or the Middle East. Now that Maduro has fallen, his team is scattering. What if the key holders can't or won't get together? Or what if there's a dead man switch that deletes the keys after a period of inactivity? If that happens, it's actually massive bullish news. Why? Because those 600,000 Bitcoins would be permanently lost, becoming zombie coins that can never be sold. That effectively wipes out 3% of the supply. Talk about a massive supply shock. Scenario 2, the creditor hunt. This is less likely, but if it happens, it's bad news for the price. Venezuela is drowning in debt, and big creditors have been eyeing this prize for years. If the new government uses legal means to recover these coins, to pay off debts, and a court orders them to be liquidated for cash, man, I don't even want to think about it. Even if they sold them in small batches, like the Mt. Gox payouts, just hearing the word liquidation would trigger a massive panic sell. This is the nightmare scenario the bears are praying for. Scenario 3, US strategic absorption. This is highly probable and would be super bullish. This part is crucial, so listen up. In the past, when the US seized Bitcoin, they auctioned it for dollars. But it's 2026 now. After taking office, Trump signed the Bitcoin Act of 2025, establishing the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. This act mandates that Bitcoin seized by the DOJ is no longer sold. It goes directly to the Treasury as a national strategic reserve asset. Think about it. Did the US go through all this trouble just to catch Maduro? Alex Saab knows where the money is. If the US gains control of those 600,000 Bitcoins, they become American asset. What does this mean? It means these 600,000 coins won't be dumped. Instead, they get the ultimate endorsement from the world's superpower. US holdings would double overnight, making them the world's #1 holder. This is like the Fed announcing they're backing the dollar with Bitcoin instead of just gold. It's a massive boost to the scarcity narrative. So, to summarize, while we might see see some short-term volatility. In the mid to long term, as long as they aren't liquidated, whether the coins are lost or seized by the US, it's a huge floor for the price. Alright, enough drama, let's look at the charts. At the end of the day, making money is what matters, right? Look, if you've been following our recent videos, you probably woke up with a big smile on your face. Let's look at the Bitcoin daily chart. Entering 2026, Bitcoin has been on absolute fire. That $90,000 resistance we've been talking about, the bulls just smashed right through it. Look at this candle. It's a beautiful move with strong volume to back it up. This shows the market is full of New Year energy, especially with capital betting on Bitcoin as a geopolitical hedge. Now everyone is asking, is it too late to buy? How high can it go? Let's zoom in. Bitcoin is hovering around $92,000 right now. Here's the key battlefield, the $94,000 to $95,000 zone. Why there? Look at the left side of the chart. This is a high volume zone from late last year where the price got rejected multiple times. There are a lot of bag holders waiting to sell at break even there. So the short-term outlook is clear. Scenario 1, the bulls stay unstoppable. If Bitcoin can power through that $95,000 resistance and flip it into support, guys, the road to $100,000 is officially wide open. The FOMO will be insane, and we'll be hitting six figures in no time. Scenario 2, the range-bound washout. But we have to be realistic. $95,000 is a tough nut to crack, and with the news still fresh, sentiment might be a bit shaky. If Bitcoin hits $94,000 to $95,000 and runs out of steam, look for long wicks on the candles or dropping volume. If that happens, be careful. We'll likely pull back into a choppy range between 85 and 95,000. Basically, if it gets rejected at 95, don't rush to buy the dip immediately. Let it retest 90,000 or even 85,000 to see where the support holds. So, here is my game plan. If you're already in from lower prices, just hodl. Set your trailing stop loss, protect your profits, and see if we can blast through 95,000. If you're on the sidelines, buying at $92,000 is a bit of a no man's land. You're better off waiting for a confirmed breakout above 95,000 or a clean pullback to 90,000. Don't go all in the middle of a range, or the volatility will shake you out. Alright, I want to end on a personal note. While the Venezuela situation looks bullish and the charts look great, remember, this is crypto. A day in crypto is like a year in the real world. Things change in the blink of an eye. At these price levels over $90,000, the swings are going to be massive. If you're trading leverage, keep it low and always use a stop loss. Investing is about discipline. Rule number 1 is preserving your capital. We're here to find high probability setups in an uncertain world. That's it for today's Crypto in 5. What do you think happens to those 600,000 Bitcoins? Will the US Treasury take them, or are they lost forever? Let me know in the comments. If you found this helpful, please smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm Crypto in 5, and I'll see you in the next one. Later!